in the winter, if you're an Eskimo and you're out in the snow, they'd make these igloos. And igloos are a really good shelter. One of the problems is here I'm in Michigan, and you got to have snow that has been beaten with the wind. You got to have it wind-whipped snow. And if you're out there on those ice floes like they get, and the wind's cutting across there at 60 miles an hour almost all the time, and the snow, because it's so cold, is very, very fine, and the wind will pack that, and so it makes it so that it's really tight. And you'll cut blocks out of it, and when you cut the blocks out, when you go to rub them together, they actually sound like styrofoam. And here in Michigan, I've probably seen that kind of snow. Well, I haven't even seen the best kind, but I've seen some snow close to it, maybe a couple times my whole life. So it's not something that we can make here in Michigan as igloos, but there's a shelter that we can make that's real similar. And it's called a Quinzee, and the Indians used to make them quite a bit. And today I couldn't finish it because my snow is just too cold and it won't pack. You need some snow that will pack. If you can't get snow to pack, then you got to make it a different kind of shelter. So, but anyways, I got this close enough so that you can see actually how to do this. And what you're going to do is mound up a bunch of snow like this. And then what you want to do is you want your wall thickness to be the same. And your wall thickness, you want it at least 10 inches to 12 or even 15 inches of snow to be your wall. And the problem with the snow, if it doesn't pack, is it won't hold together when you get it like that. And but what you do is you mound up like we got here. And then you need something so that you can gauge how thick that wall is going to be. And so what you're going to do is you're going to cut some sticks. Now, you can use anything. And right behind us over here is a field that's got a bunch of goldenrod in it. So I'm just going to use some of the goldenrod. And what I want is my walls to be, about that thick. And so what I can do is I'll stick my thumb on there and come along here, and then you want to actually just stick it in until you get to that point. And you want, when you stick these in, you want to stick them wherever they're at. You want to stick them so that they point to the middle. Like up here, I got them going there. That one broke off. That one will work. As you can see, I got some others in here. And so what you do is you just go all the way around with several of them in place, and you point them towards the middle when you do it, like that. And then what you do is you come over here and you start digging. And when you dig in there, you would start hollowing this out. And as you hollow it out, you're going to come to the ends of those tips. And when you come to a tip, then you quit digging in that direction. And you dig the rest of them. And so these gauge how thick that's going to be. Right now my snow won't pack, and so if I got that thin, it would cave in on me, and that wouldn't be what I want. So, but at least I got this enough so to give you the idea how you could do that. And this is called a Quinzee. And they're pretty good. Now, anytime that you use snow in a shelter that packs, you got to make sure to use an air vent, because the snow won't breathe, and you'll run out of air if you do. So I always make my doorway, make it just big enough so I can fit in there. And then I get something that's going to plug the doorway as well, but I'm going to leave a little gap in the top for air. And that's something you want, because you don't want to run out of air while you're in there sleeping. So a Quinzee is basically that, a mound of snow, and you put your gauges in there, you dig out until you get to the tips of the gauge, and then you quit digging in that direction, and you hollow it out, and then you got yourself a nice little cave. And that's a Quinzee. So that's another type. We can't make igloos around here, but we can make these. And so the Indians used to use these quite a bit in the wintertime. So little Quinzee, nice little shelter. Keep that in mind. You may need it. It would save your life as well. So.